Have you ever met someone with a comfortable six-figure salary who still complains quietly that they can't get ahead? It's an uncomfortable truth. Earning more doesn't automatically mean building wealth. Often, it simply funds a slightly better version of the same financial trap. Let's walk through a story that will sound familiar whether you live in Berlin, Manchester, New York, or Chicago. Meet Sarah. She's 29, working in product at a mid-sized tech company in Amsterdam. After taxes and social charges, her monthly take-home is about $6,000. She's proud of her progress: promotions, nicer clothes, weekends away. Her partner, Lucas, earns roughly the same. Together, it feels like there's room to breathe. But the month looks like this. Rent or mortgage for a two-bed near the center, $2,200. A leased compact SUV with a $450 monthly payment. Student loans and a small personal loan, $300. Credit card minimum payments because a few dinners, a weekend trip, and some impulsive gadget buys have piled up, $250. Monthly subscriptions and lifestyle costs, streaming, fitness, convenience groceries, co-working, $400. Add commuting, insurance, and incidentals, another $300. That leaves roughly $1,100 each month. Now, imagine a steady progression: a nicer apartment, a better car lease, more dinners out, a faster phone every 2 years. Those discretionary upgrades quietly increase fixed monthly obligations. In practice, Sarah and Lucas make good money, but the balance left to save or invest is small and inconsistent. When a major expense hits, a health bill, a sudden move, or a job gap, they rely on credit cards or BNPL. The result? Short-term comfort, long-term fragility. Let's do the math simply and plainly. Suppose instead of that $450 car lease, they bought a reliable used car outright for $8,000 and paid cash. If they finance a $450 monthly lease for 3 years, that's $16,200 out the door, not counting insurance increases, higher depreciation, and the habit of upgrading when the lease ends. Over a decade, paying leases twice or 3 times can cost $40,000 or more compared to owning reliably. That's real wealth diverted from retirement, home equity, or investments. Or consider credit cards. Minimum payments might keep the account current, but a $2,000 balance at 18 APR with $250 monthly minimums takes years to clear and costs thousands in interest. That interest isn't abstract. It's a yearly tax on lifestyle choices that could otherwise compound in an investment account. Why does this happen to people who know better? The answer is psychological, not purely financial. First, identity drift. As income rises, people unconsciously update their self-image to match new reference groups: colleagues who travel, friends who dine out, neighbors with nicer cars. This is social proof in action. We buy things because they signal membership in a group we now belong to. The problem isn't envy alone, it's the subtle recalibration of what normal spending looks like each time income increases. Second, payment framing. Monthly payments hide total cost. A $450 car payment feels manageable next to a $6,000 paycheck. Our brains are wired to evaluate small, recurring numbers as harmless. That's not wrong, it's just incomplete. We ignore the cumulative cost over years because the monthly number is digestible. Third, present bias. Immediate pleasure, the warm feeling of a weekend away, a new wardrobe, or a late-night takeout, outranks the abstract benefit of future compound returns. Saving is delayed gratification with delayed rewards. Spending gives immediate, vivid feedback. Fourth, inertia and normalization. Modern financial products, BNPL, 0% offers, minimum payments, are designed to make consumption frictionless. Over time, high fixed obligations become the new baseline. People don't feel poor because their monthly cash flow is steady, they feel stuck because their net worth isn't growing. If this pattern is ignored, the long-term consequences are measurable. Let's run a conservative example. Take $300 per month that could have been invested instead of spent on incremental lifestyle upgrades. At an average real return of 5% annually, invested consistently for 25 years, that monthly $300 becomes about $180,000. Increase that to $600 per month, and it roughly doubles to $360,000. The math is plain. Small, consistent reallocations compound into life-changing sums. Contrast two mindsets and how they behave. The status-driven mindset treats income increases primarily as permission to upgrade lifestyle. The balance sheet is a backward-looking snapshot. I earned more, so I deserve more now. Choices are justified by short-term identity signals. The wealth-oriented mindset treats income increases as a resource allocation problem. It's not about ascetic deprivation, it's about intentional trade-offs. Financially intelligent people ask different questions. What recurring obligations will this create? How will it affect options 10 years from now? Does this purchase signal a temporary identity, or is it essential to the life I truly want? Practically, the difference shows up in behavior. The wealth-oriented person might still enjoy nicer things, but they plan upgrades to minimize recurring costs or set clear time-limited experiments. Try a new apartment for 6 months before signing a long lease. Buy a car used and keep it longer. Limit subscription creep by auditing every quarter. They prioritize optional, reversible spending and keep fixed obligations lean. Notice what's missing here: flashy tactics, tricks to squeeze 20% from your budget overnight, or the promise of an extra side hustle. This is about clarity. It's about understanding how recurring payments, social context, and psychology combine to erode future choices. Awareness alone doesn't change behavior, but it creates decision friction. The moment you pause and ask, does this help build my future or just my current image? If you're watching this and thinking, that's me, you don't need shame. You need a realistic reassessment. Take one recurring obligation and test changing it thoughtfully. Downgrade a streaming plan for 3 months. Choose a cheaper commute option for a quarter. Defer a luxury upgrade and track where that money could go if invested. Small, deliberate experiments reveal whether a lifestyle change actually adds value or just buys temporary status. Long-term, the most powerful lever is time. Redirected monthly dollars compound in ways that lifestyle upgrades rarely can. The goal isn't deprivation, it's optionality. Fewer fixed obligations mean more choices: earlier retirement, career flexibility, the ability to weather shocks without high-interest debt. To summarize quietly and clearly, high income without intentional allocation becomes high expenditure. The habitual mistake isn't ignorance, it's the subtle, cumulative acceptance of recurring costs that match your new social circle. Think in totals and durations, not just monthly numbers. Treat upgrades as conscious trade-offs. Give yourself experiments, not punishments. If this perspective helped you see a small habit you can test this month, consider subscribing for more calm, reality-based financial stories. Like the video if you found the example useful.